Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new vSeeBox V6 Max and also some of the similarities between the Max and the V6 Plus, which I reviewed earlier this month on my channel. I will drop a link in there if you guys want to check that out. Going to take a look at some of the differences, some of the similarities. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
That one there's the penis pump.
So we got both versions of the newest vSeeBoxes sitting next to me right here. These are both version 6, so this is your V6 Max, this is your V6 Plus. Technically, the V6 Plus is the newest one for the year. However, they're both 2025, and they both do the exact same thing. I really like the vSeeBoxes because these things have just really poked through as far as snappiness, how well everything plays, lack of buffering, things like that. If you're looking for an all-in-one stream box, these really do the job. There are very small differences between the two. We're going to go over that in today's video. As far as everything goes, specs are exactly the same. They both run on Android 14, which is a huge plus. I think it's faster, snappier. The interface is better. It's more intuitive. You feel like you're actually using a quality product as opposed to some of the other things that I've seen. For all intents and purposes, this is all you need, and this is the Plus version of that. They both do the same things. Remote controls, both backlit, vary a little bit in style. I'm also going to be giving you my top 5 must-do things once you plug one of these boxes in. They will make your life, well, not a lot easier, but it's definitely going to make it dope. You guys, listen, if you're new to the channel, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, share, whatever your flavor. I appreciate the love, and you know I'm going to save you guys some money, so make sure you guys use Scantron 5K at checkout. That's going to save you 10% off anything you buy at the vSeeBox store. Again, link in the description, Scantron 5K. Make sure you save that 10%, and we're going to get down into this right now. All right, let's get this Max unboxed. You see we have our Plus model already unboxed, nicely packaged as per usual. Let's take a look at the sides of these boxes here. Now, looking at the side by side, you can already see both of them dual Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.0, Android 14, HDMI 2.1, and then they both have OTA updates. I've gone over the specs on the Plus in the last video, but they are identical to the Mac. Oh yeah. Very well done little box here, man. You can see it's kind of got like a texture on top. We have your Ethernet cable, we got your USB, we got USB 3.0, HDMI, and then we also have your micro SD card capable of up to 2 terabytes. AV, I believe that's going to be an audio video input, and then we have your adapter plugs in there. It's a little 5 volt. Let's go ahead and see what's in the rest of the box. And we have our HDMI cable in case you need one. We have our wall adapter right here. Everybody knows what they look like. And then we also have our remote. So let's take a look at this guy. You can see it's a little bit different than the newest of the new, but they both essentially do the same thing. Okay, a couple AA batteries and we're off and running. Here is the Plus and here is the Max remote. You can see slightly different, little bit smaller in size. Both of them have some good heft to them. Let's take a look at that backlit. Oh yeah, so this really helps when you are in a dim room. So those stay lit for a few seconds. And then again, you have all of the same features as the Plus remote where you can sync your TV, power on and off, your volume up and down, your source button, and then this is going to be your mute button. Really nice remote. And last but not least, we have our instruction manual. Again, you are not going to need this, but if you'd like to brush through it, it's very simple. Shows you some screenshots, some how-to and troubleshoot things. I've never needed to use it, and again, I likely won't have to. Now, considering I said the specs are the same, let's go ahead and just read from the back of the Plus box because I have it handy right here. And you can see Android 14, we got the G31 MP2 processor, we got DDR3, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of flash onboard memory. We got the H264 or 265, that's basically for your high-res streaming. HDMI 2.1, upgraded Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.0, USB 2.0, and I believe there's a 3.0 on the back of that Max, as well as the Plus. And then we have Bluetooth remote, which also works around the corners. I think there's an infrared aspect to it, so you can bang it around corners. You can use it from far away in the room. You don't even have to be aiming it at it. Really like that. Got your voice control, all that good stuff. Okay, here we are, first boot. This takes, like I said, a good 15 seconds or so. Let's go ahead, jump to the main screen here when we get on the hub, and I'm going to show you guys what we got going on. First thing we need to do is go ahead and sync the remote. Even though I believe it's already synced, we're going to hold OK, and we're going to hold volume down, and that's going to go ahead and sync the remote up to your box, and you are good to go. We're going to go ahead and select our language. English is good for me. Hit on over to the right, and then we're going to adjust screen size. So basically, you're going to pick whether you want to make the screen smaller to fit. So at the top, I'm just hitting up. That is notching it a little smaller every time. You see those outer four corners. You just want to go until you don't see them anymore. Actually, you could leave it right there where you barely see them. So either way, that'll work. 92% for this one. We're going to do Eastern time. Keep it moving right along. And we will be doing Wi-Fi. I'm going to set it up on one of my own networks. I'm going to jump past that. Don't really care too much for having my network info out there. Here we are, locked and loaded at our home hub now. So when you turn on the box, you're going to see right here, you land right on your hub, and you can see we have 4 Heat apps. So we have Heat Live, Heat VOD, VOD Ultra, and Backup. So the difference between this box and the V6 Plus is the Plus has 2 other additional Heat apps, one of them being another Heat Live TV Plus, and then another Heat Live Ultra TV. So you just don't get the 2 additional TV apps, but the 2 video on demand apps are there. And the backup is, of course, if there is some server maintenance or something is down, which again, that's yet to be seen on my end, you can use the Heat Backup, which is a live TV without, a guide function or any of the specialties that you might want. If we're looking across the top, you see they have their marketplace, Google Play Store, Prime Video, Netflix, YouTube, Disney Plus. Those are all the actual apps. If you'd like to log in and go ahead and put in your credentials and watch things on Prime Video, you can go ahead and do that. With that being said, the content that you pay for is also available in the Heat VOD and VOD Ultra apps. This is a cluster of everything in here, containing all TV series, movies, just things that you pay for and things that you maybe want to just watch on demand in one spot. There are a lot of things I'm not going to be able to show you guys on this box for reasons I'm sure you know why. And the things that I may have to pull up will be blurred. But again, make sure you're using this box legally and you are streaming content that you have access to, that you pay for. With that being said, let's jump into some of the features of this box and my top 5 things that I think you need to do once you plug one of these in. First things first, and what I highly recommend, my number 1 thing to do when you set up a vSeeBox, if it has the capability, is to set up your power options. Now, normally you can go into system settings here and choose a power option for the power key on your remote. You can tell it that when you push power, you want it to actually sleep, shut down, or restart. Now, by default, the box is set to fully shut down, which means every time you turn it on, it's going to take that 15-20 seconds to go through the boot up process. I recommend setting it to a sleep mode because that box rips on immediately right where you were left off last time you were using it. And unfortunately, this box, the V6 Max, does not have the option to set those power buttons. So when you hit power, you will see you get the option. There's a timed shutdown right here, or you can hit right to reboot, or you can go ahead and go to sleep. So if you want to manually put it to sleep every time, I highly advise you do that because you're back up and running super quickly right at the point you left off. If you shut it down, that's going to be a longer boot up. So let's go ahead and exit out of here and get on to number 2. Okay, so the second thing that you should do, first or second, doesn't matter, whichever order on these first 2, we're going to go to launcher settings. Now this is where you're going to set a startup app. So I highly suggest a startup app. If you're a big TV guy, then what I would do is I would set Heat Live to be your startup app, because that means TV is just going to rip on the last channel that you were watching. So we're going to go ahead and set that. And that means that the next time we turn on our box, it will automatically jump into Heat Live and we are watching TV. It'll give you that feel of being on cable and, you know, having that immediate access, one remote handling all things, turning TV, volume up and down, the whole kit and caboodle. And that's one of the things I really like. Item number 3 on my list of top 5s that you should go ahead and take advantage of is going to be hotkeys. So let's go ahead and hit OK on hotkeys. And now here's the best part. You see these 4 boxes right here. You got red, green, yellow, and blue. You can set a plethora of commands to those buttons. So let's start with red. We're gonna hit red, and what we can do is we can set it to open up an individual app. You can set it to go to your browser, App Store, Google Play, any of the apps that are on your box. You can go ahead and set it to go to that immediately. As soon as you push it on the V6 Plus, you don't have a mute button, but you can also program one of your TV buttons at the top. Let's see here. You can program one of your TV buttons at the top to be mute, or you can go into these hotkeys, and mute is an option that you can set. Again, that's a small difference between the Max and the V6 Plus, but definitely set up your hotkeys, because you can go ahead and rip into something super quickly. Like if you're watching something on video on demand, you can just set your red hotkey to Heat Live and it will take you right to Heat Live. That's a quick, easy hotkey setup. Let's move on to item number 4. All right, so the 4th thing on my list, and I did show you guys how to do 1/2 of this on my V6 Plus review. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to do the other half, which is importing your favorites channel. So let's say you have multiple boxes in your house, or you have one in the living room and now you have one in your bedroom, and you have a bunch of saved favorite channels in your favorites category on your Live Heat app. So let's go ahead and open the Live right here, your first Heat Live app. We're gonna go ahead and set a favorite. So if you see, we can bring up the guide. We'll long press the OK button right here, and that is going to bring up categories on the left side. Now, if we hit over to the left, you can see favorites has nothing there. So if I want to import my favorites list, let's say you got 100 channels, instead of going back through a guide of 4,000 plus channels to find your favorites again, we're going to go all the way up to the top, and we're going to go to menu, and then we're going to go down to share favorite. And once we get in here, we're going to enter a share code. So I've generated a code from one of my other boxes just to test this and show you for the video. Let's see, that code is 396309. So let's do that. And once we hit that check mark and we input, it's going to go to scan and merge. So let's just hit sync and merge. And you can see the merge is successful. So now once we hold OK and we bring up that guide again and we go to favorites, and now you could probably see a little bit through the blur that there are a bunch of favorited channels on this side, and you don't have to go through one by one. So that's a huge help if you have multiple boxes. And honestly, I think one of the biggest benefits with vSeeBox is allowing you to sync your favorites amongst several boxes. Now, it's probably worth noting that when you're on a category showing other stations, or in your all stations category, if you wanted to go ahead and favorite something else and add it to your list, when you're in this menu, you're just going to hit that favorite button right there on the remote. See if I can get that to focus, the favorites button, and that's going to go ahead and favorite a channel, or it's going to unfavorite it, and that is how you get them to your favorites list. So you long press OK to bring up this guide, and then when you're on any channel list, hit that favorite button on a channel and it's going to add it to your favorites. Now, last but not least, this is my 5th recommendation if you have many or multiple people using a TV in your house. Let's say your taste in channels varies very differently from your wife's or whoever. We are going to add a group. So what we do here is on this menu, top left, we hit OK, add group. It's going to add for a group name, and you can put in whatever you want. You can do, you know, Bill or Susan or whatever you want. And in this case, we're just going to do test. So instead of doing, you know, his or hers or whatever, we're just going to put in test right here. And then we're going to go down and hit that checkbox. And once we're done, we're going to hold long press that OK. And then let's say we want to add something to our newly created test. So we have favorites just above, and then we have test. So let's say we go to all channels here, and then we bump over to one of these. And let's say she wants one thing and I want another, so I want my own list. We are going to hit the favorites button on that channel, and it's going to give us the option now to choose favorites list or test. And then we choose test, save. So that's how you set up a group of channels if you want separate categories for each user. Very easy to do. Really not much to it, guys. If you really want the in-depth stuff that I did on the V6 Plus review, again, that's going to be linked in the description. I highly advise you watch both of these videos. Just see which one works for you. The Max and the Plus are two very similar options running Android 14. There are a couple little nuances. One is going to be the style of the remote. The V6 Max, again, does not allow that sleep shutdown unless you authorize it yourself. You cannot program the power button to do it automatically. And then, you know, the V6 Plus has 2 additional heat apps, but one of them allows split screen and all those things explained in my V6 Plus video. If you want to see the good, check out that other video. That's going to wrap up today's video, you guys. Thank you once again for joining me. You can't go wrong with either one of these. They are great streaming boxes. Please give this video a like, share, subscribe. If you guys liked what you saw, I would greatly appreciate it. I do have a merch store in case you guys want to check out some threads. I'll drop that link in the description below. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for joining me. Let's lose.